welcome to Culture by the Uncultured. We are your hosts, DJ, Sam, and Taylor B. Obviously, you guys notice that there's something a little bit different. Sunny's not here with us, but she's still here with us. One of our new hosts is going to be DJ. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, DJ, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is David Vasquez, commonly known to as DJ by my friends, or James for my gaming handle. A little bit about myself: I'm 28 years old. I've known Taylor since sophomore year of high school, so we've been friends for roughly 16 years now. And I've known Sam since 2012. I got introduced to him by Taylor. We kind of gamed together, and we've been friends ever since. Some of my interests: I'm a huge sports fan. San Diego Charger fan, not LA Charger fan, as well as Boston Celtics. I watch a little bit of everything, mostly football and basketball, but I do dabble here in baseball and soccer a little bit. I've been a gamer for almost 20 years now. On the regular, play on PlayStation, have an Xbox and a Switch, so I
best gamer I know.
I wouldn't say the best gamer, but anyway, I've dabbled a little bit in every single game console and every single type of game. I watch anime, just finished up the last JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, trying to come back on with other things, starting Black Clover and starting on hopefully My Hero Academia, reading the manga again. I do love music, commonly known to listen to rock and a lot of lyrical hip-hop and rap. So I prefer more of Foo Fighters and 90s rock, but for rap, I do listen to a lot of J. Cole, I listen to a lot of Nas and a lot of Logic, stuff like that. I'm more like lyricists, but I will listen to everything.
All right, and there you have it, folks. DJ, a man of many words. Like he said, I've known him for a long time. He's one of my nearest and dearest friends, along with Sam over here. Let's get this show on the road, boys, and let's see how this all works out. We want to start off today with a little bit of an album discussion, right, boys? A couple albums dropped. I know we're probably going to be a little late for you guys, but I mean, we can still give our opinions and let you guys know what we think of certain sounds. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to Tyler the Creator, because that's my nigga. Anyway, so yeah, Tyler the Creator dropped. Igor, I think he started like his promo for like a week in advance, which was cool with me. You know, I'm always here for it. What do y'all think about it though? Igor was my shit. I'm gonna just let y'all know that right now.
Yeah, Taylor, you're my friend, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I was feeling it.
Really? You weren't feeling it? Not even like what specifically? Like, was it maybe like you were expecting something else, or were you just not feeling like
I think I was expecting something else. Tyler always has great energy, you know. Yeah. Always. He's really creative. He's probably like top 5 creative artists for me. But I don't know, listening to it, I just couldn't get into it. You know, I think I was expecting something else and then what I got, and it just threw me for a loop.
Interesting take. Do you have a favorite song from the album maybe at all? Or do you don't fuck with the whole project?
I'm gonna have to go re-listen to it again, but for right now, I can't feel it. I can't do it to myself.
I will hop on and say that when you first started telling me about Tyler the Creator, I mean, you gave me a little bit of influences. Like, you told me a little bit about a lot of the music that I listen to now, especially when it comes to hip hop and rap. But I really wasn't feeling a lot of his older stuff, his newer stuff when he first came out. This album that just came out, for me, I mean, it kind of gives me some influences from Nerd, or some of a small Andre 3000 vibe, and the way that he raps and the way that he talks about his storyline. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it a lot. And I mean, I have been listening to it for not that long now, since you told me about it basically last week. But I'd have to say my favorite song is A Boy Is a Gun. And I mean, for this specific project, I like it.
I feel you.
I think it's the vibe, you know. You say Andre 3000, Nerd, and URD, you know, those to me, they're like genuine vibes from those artists that I get when I listen to their shit, you know? Like, to me, that's who they are. And it's cool to see people switch it up, you know, do different things. He has done some artistic shit in the past, but I don't know. I think it just took me for a loop.
For me personally, I've been a fan of Tyler for a long time. He's definitely one of my favorite artists, probably top 5 for me. Like, if I just say artists, period, not necessarily rappers, not necessarily like musicians, but like artists, period. You know, he's definitely up there for me. I haven't been a fan since day. I'm gonna be a fraud and be like, I've been a fan since day one. You know, But Tyler, because I didn't start off with Bastard. I started off with Goblin, and then like after I found Goblin, I explored like all the shit that they had made. Bastard, of course. Dabbled in Earl. Dabbled in the rest of the crew. Whenever they drop tracks and projects and stuff. And for me, I think like kind of like what DJ said. Like he said, like the beginning of Tyler didn't really fuck. Like wasn't really mess with that stuff, which makes sense because like from when you compare the beginning of Tyler to where he is now, it's a drastic change. You want to talk about character development? Like my nigga's on some Naruto shit.
I like Tyler. I like when he first came out, he was hitting us with it. I understand how he developed. He got at certain points of his life that were depressing to him, or so on and so forth. So his music changed.
For sure.
I'm gonna say phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So phase 1 was like all Odd Future. That his phase with that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, that was his. I'm gonna just say weird emo rap.
I'm a fucking pregnant bitch and call it a threesome.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah.
Then phase 2 ending with Flower Boy when he was a little bit happier. I think that's when I like fucked with him the heaviest. When he was like collabing with ASAP, like back and forth, doing that shit, Potato Salad and all that. That's when I fucked with him the heaviest. I'm gonna say this could be potentially the beginning of phase 3 for his career, where he's trying something new out, and it's just I don't know. I'm not vibing with it.
Yeah. If you're gonna break it down into phases like that, I really feel that, like you said, like I feel like Bastard and Goblin, and probably maybe like Bastard and Goblin for sure, like phase 1. I would say like the OF tape volume 2 was probably like the beginning of phase 2. I felt like Tyler really started getting into more like of a lyrics and stuff. Like he was getting really in his rap bag. He's always been fucking with production since the beginning. Produced a bunch of their stuff. He's always had that. I remember like seeing videos of him like in their little makeshift studio. They had equipment forever. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck they was doing, taking the FAFSA and not buying books with it, just buying equipment with it, whatever the fuck they was doing. But them boys had equipment forever. And I would say like phase 2 is probably like a little bit more rap bag, a little bit more, happier. He was doing stuff with himself. He's doing stuff with his life. I'm sure he was happy. I'm sure a couple of bad things happen. Crew breaks up. Some friends call him out. Publicly, shit like that. Everybody's not as tight. And, features aren't all over the place and stuff from like other, the other artists and other members. So I mean, I could totally see that. Frank became a hermit. Earl kind of went. I don't know what he's on. He's on like some really like a real, not, I don't want to say dark, but like real melancholy path right now. And, everybody goes through their own shit. And like you said, he got introduced to Rocky and stuff, and he's really getting in his rap bag. This phase 3, like you said, phase 2 into with Flower Boy, I could see that. And phase 3 kind of coming back up with, in this album, or starting up with this album, it was a lot less focus on the vocals and more focus on the production, the music quality of it all. The samples were great. He used a lot of old school samples, early from like the 80s music, 70s music, and even some stuff from like the early 2000s. There's just a lot going on in there. I think, forget what track it is, but I know like him and Kanye used one of the same samples, and I think he did it for Bound To, and then like he used a different part of it though, not the same part that Kanye used, obviously. Like I was saying though, his evolution has been great as an artist, period. He's one of my favorites. I was young and we're the same age basically. So fucking like the shit he was saying like in the beginning and stuff, like it was wild and shit, but I could fuck with it though, because I was a young knucklehead or whatever. I was like, man, I could be on this dark shit, whatever, and I wasn't at a great place in my time necessarily either when Tyler first came out. So I think that had like that's probably a big part of the reason why I was able to kind of vibe with that, because I was in a kind of a dark place. So it was like all that shit that he was saying and like the visuals and the representation and all that stuff, and even the instrumentation and in the production and stuff. I was like, that shit was like, had me in like my mode, And then of course, he made Wolf. When he made Wolf, I was in basic training. And then I came back out and like he had dropped I Fucking Hate You. And I was like, this is my shit, nigga. Like, oh my God. And then like came out with more videos and I was like, I fucking love this shit. Like, I love this album. This is dope. I think I caught him twice while I was in Seattle or while I was stationed out in Washington. So that was cool.
I know you caught him at least once.
Oh yeah. With you. That was a sick concert too. The fucking the A$AP Rocky Tyler tour. Oh man, that shit was dope. No matter
what anyone says about Tyler, that man can perform his ass off.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's also the first time I ever had someone do cocaine like right next to me.
Wow.
That shit was crazy. But But yeah, man, he's evolved so much. I mean, even Cherry Bomb, like that's kind of like his most panned album. But I fuck with that album. Like some tracks on, of course, not the whole thing. You know, I thought Smuckers was a great track. Fucking what the fuck else is on? I can't even think right now. But it was that had more of a rock influence to me or whatever, you know. But it was still good. I still fucked with it. I still played the fuck out of the album. Oh, Perfect fucking Young. Oh, that's right. All that shit was on there too. So you know, there were some goodies on there. Not that it was good as a whole, but there were definitely some goodies on there. Flower Boy, of course, came out 2 years ago. That was a great album. A lot of people fucked with that album heavily. I think he was up for a Grammy because of that album, if I'm not mistaken. It was really good.
Yeah.
I know he did a little EP for the Grinch stuff or stuff inspired by the Grinch. I thought that was cool. The song "Big Bag" off of there is probably one of my favorite songs off the little project he did. And then, of course, coming up to now with Igor, I probably have to say my favorite track personally is "Puppet." I definitely I fuck with the whole vibe of the album, like the love story of it all and just the vibes and fucking, I remember I played that shit. I was playing it with my headphones. I bought some like Bob Marley headphones on my way back from Virginia from Something in the Water. I was listening to it in that, and then I fucking put it on my Bob Marley my speaker, and I was like just vibing out, kind of just, you know, kind of grooving a little bit in my room and shit. And I was like, man, this is a fucking vibe, bro. I love this. And you know, I can listen to this while I'm driving. I can listen to this while I'm going to sleep. I can listen to this while I'm fucking taking a walk. You know, like I fuck with the album personally a lot. Like I said, it's not necessarily his most lyrical, you know, album, but I like the vibe and the tone and you know the melodies and the production on it is fucking dope. In my opinion, of course, it looks like they said he's predicted to sell he was predicted to sell like 145K to like 175K, which is great. Apparently, he was going to outdo DJ Khaled, which kind of leads us into our next album discussion. DJ Khaled's album. I'm going to start with that and say, first and foremost, I didn't even make it through that motherfucker. And the first time I tried to listen to it was the day after they dropped. I listened to Igor and my buddy Daniel. Shout out to Daniel, you know, day one. He listened to DJ Khaled's album, and then I was like, okay, let me try to listen to DJ Khaled's album. I think because of the vibe I was in from Tyler's, like I kept trying to like start tracks and listen to them, and I just could not get into the groove. I was just like, nah, I'm not fucking with this. And I was like, I can't do this right now. So then, you know, I put it off, decided to listen to it again, you know, to try to get a real good, like, you know, some insight to it. And DJ Khaled's album feels like a fucking sample platter from like Denny's.
Well,
oh yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm just gonna say, DJ Khaled, being a DJ, DJs have certain sounds they like to use.
True.
You know, when you hear a beat, you know, like when Kanye's behind it, the production of something.
Yeah.
You know when it's Kanye. You know when it's Drake.
Oh, yeah.
You know, DJ Khaled has his production style or his like music style, and it's literally just recycled songs he's already done every time. So you told me about the DJ Khaled album, and I didn't care to listen to it because why? Why would I?
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. I was looking at that as well. It's a 15 song album, which, I mean, granted, it's not unusual, but for DJ Khaled, it's a pretty decent amount of music. And
yeah,
the first time I heard his new album wasn't actually from when you guys let me know, because I listen to the radio every now and then, and I was in a very big Outcast vibe not that long ago. And the first song that I heard from his new album, obviously not being No Brainer, because No Brainer was released last year, but was Just Us featuring SZA. And if you hear the first 5 seconds of that song, it's Miss Jackson. He samples Miss Jackson. And I heard it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Fucking sitting in the car, listening to Miss Jackson. And then SZA comes on and it kind of threw me for a loop. The album, I'm all right with it. I don't really fuck with it, but I'm all right with it.
I mean, honestly, you remember the last one he put out, Rihanna and Bryson Tiller, that Wild Thoughts? He sampled that one too.
Yeah.
Santana, you know, Maria. Like, every time I hear it on the radio, I just think of Maria. And my thing is, if you're going to sample something and take influence of it, do it to something that people haven't heard in a while. You know, like we know what Maria sounds like when it plays on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what Miss Jackson sounds like when it plays on the radio, because this generation, we grew up listening to that.
Yeah.
So sample something we're not too familiar with to bring it back, or, you know, not something that's already super popular.
To kind of caveat of what you're kind of saying too, not only that, but I'm not trying to sound like, oh, I'm cool because I don't follow the masses or something. But to me, that Brianna Bryson Tiller song, it wasn't all that. It was cool, but it wasn't nothing like spectacular, nothing to me. I feel like if you're gonna do something that's like a classic, like people fuck with this song. This song can get played. Like, you know, like it's heavy out here. You know, like you said, Maria, fucking Miss Jackson, like all that stuff, like those are some heavy hits. And if you're gonna come and sample it and a clear sample, not just like you take like a piece of it and it's like we're not familiar with that specific part because it's not that big or it's not it maybe it's like for a brief moment or something like a beat change up or something like that, you know. But if you're gonna take the song and it's like like a cheat, it's like you're trying to use a cheat code. You're instantly gonna fucking appease to our fucking the part of our brain that associates that song with like nostalgia or it being a great song in general, and then just throw somebody's shit on there. And it's like, no, like make this shit a fucking like make this the one, you know, like that fucking like that Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Chance, fucking Quavo song. Make this the one, you know. Don't fucking just I'm gonna just get some fucking big heads and fucking put them on this fucking track and it's gonna be great. It's like no, like if I want to hear Maria, I want to hear it and fucking it'd be better if I'm gonna rehear it.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna hear Miss Jackson, which I hate that song because I don't think SZA was the right choice for it. I don't think that it's right that it's basically the fucking same beat. There's barely any change to it at all.
Yeah.
And there was no fucking he could have easily got some actual rappers to like rap a little bit more, like be deep on it and said, you know, instead of this fucking trying to make it a pop record or something. It was just that song.
There's a lot of wasted potential.
It was Khaled being Khaled. Let's just call it out for what it is. It's just him being him.
I feel as though if because it's like you said, when I hear that song come on, I don't immediately think it's DJ Khaled's song.
Yeah.
If he didn't say within the first 5 seconds his little catchphrases or anything like that, are we the best? I would never know that would be a DJ Khaled song coming up.
Yeah.
I think that he could have played better homage to that song if, say, he got Big Boy or Andre 3000 to rap over it, to do a kind of like a reimagining or a re-rapping of that song.
Yeah.
Because if you take someone, it would a piece of the old heads, because you got all these old heads that start listening again and be like, oh shit! Not only does he have Miss Jackson's beat, but he's got Andre 3000 throwing a new hook on there. You got fucking Big Boy rapping over the core or rapping over it again. I mean, I think it was just a bunch of wasted pottell in that aspect.
Absolutely. And
I have problems with DJ Khaled outside of his music. So I love how DJ Khaled's been on like this diet and exercise plan for like the last 5 years. It's gotten exactly nowhere. You know, I watched Hot Ones and this man tapped out after like the third wing, which was Crystal, Louisiana hot sauce. And DJ Khaled being from New Orleans and, you know, being Middle Eastern, you tap out after Crystal.
That's crazy.
Crystal is nothing but flavor.
Ain't that the sauce that they use for the MREs too?
No, that's it's pretty much the same.
That sauce is delicious.
Yo, that is flavor. I'm just saying.
That is straight flavor.
You tap out on like stuff we give babies. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like,
that's just crazy.
So it's like, one, he's a bitch in that manner, that, you know. And Sean Evans even called him out on the show, and they asked him who's the worst guest, and he's like, Khaled didn't even finish it, but he was talking himself up and being so confident.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what he said about like not eating out his wife, but he expects
that shit was wild.
like,
shout out to Sonny for the info too. That shit's crazy. That's hella fucked up. I couldn't even imagine it. And I made a joke about it too, but I'm like,
yeah, you know, I couldn't
imagine having to fillet fucking DJ Khaled and like he never reciprocates. And he's like, you're supposed to do it because I do everything here. I pay the bills. You got a house for your family. You got this and that. And it's like, oh man, if you don't get your ass out of here, man, I got your damn kid all over the album cover. If you don't fucking,
I wonder if he screws his name like whenever he like finishes.
Like, we the best, DJ Khaled, and
right.
Get done.
Oh my god! Yo,
so kind of
get out of this topic.
Yeah, kind of back to the album. If you guys had to choose a favorite song from that album, what would you say it is?
Igor. I fucks with it. Like it's not my feel, but I do fucks with it. It's true.
From you're talking about from that album specifically. If I had to pick a favorite song,
yeah.
If I had to pick a favorite song, that was a great joke, Sam, and I kind of wish I would have come out of it. But I would probably have to say higher. It makes me it's an uplifting song, and I like that aspect of it. I fucking definitely appreciate that Nipsey was on there. Definitely appreciate that this was done before he died. Obviously, clearly, this was gonna be it anyways. I think he was like showing pictures of Nipsey and Big Sean or something. So I assumed that one of those two was going to be a single, or that they were going to be in a song together or something. But I mean, obviously, that was not the case. There's a song with Nipsey Hussle and John Legend, and there's a song that he has with Big Sean. But I thought that song was good. It's uplifting. I could see it like maybe like a playing on a Sunday at a picnic, something like that. It's real nice and uplifting. I know like Nipsey kind of talked about his family a little bit on there. It was a good track, I think, for the most part. It was tasteful. It wasn't nothing too crazy or nothing that would like kind of paint him in a bad light or anything. Not that Nipsey ever really like painted himself in a bad light, but just like it was nice and uplifting, and I liked that track, and I could appreciate it. But overall, like I just could not get into the vibe of that album. It ain't for me, that's for sure. That album ain't for me. Yeah. And so, I mean, I guess that's enough about those two albums. But obviously, albums dropped and some songs dropped too. Have you guys heard Purple Emoji yet? And besides Purple Emoji, have you guys heard ISIS with Joyner Lucas featuring Logic?
Yes.
I haven't heard Purple Emoji.
Okay, well,
or ISIS. Actually, I've heard either one of them. I've been off my game like the last like week or two.
It's cool. I mean, ISIS just dropped yesterday, I think.
Okay,
yeah, ISIS just dropped yesterday, and Purple Emoji dropped like in the middle of the week, if I'm not mistaken, like on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah. I forget. Because they're singles, so it's not a really big deal. ISIS being the second single, I think, for Joyner Lucas's project ADHD that's coming up. Purple Emoji, I think, being the first single, the lead single off of Ty Dolla $ign's newest album that is coming as well. For me, both of those songs they're pretty good. Purple Emoji, I definitely like more than I like ISIS. That's definitely a vibe too. Added it to my like a specific playlist, and it's dope. J. Cole's presence on the album is it's kind of overwhelming, honestly. Like it don't really even feel like it's a Ty Dolla $ign record. It just kind of feels like Ty Dolla $ign's a feature, but I still fuck with it anyway. Ty Dolla $ign opens up, has the first verse, I think, and then J. Cole comes up next, and then I think like you kind of get Ty Dolla $ign like on like a little like the chorus or whatever the fuck it is, kind of like trailing out or whatever. But it's not like necessarily just his vocal. I'm assuming it's a sample of some sort. I'm not sure from what song.
Is he actually singing, or is he like playing around? I
mean, not like I keep kind of playing around. I mean, he's just kind of keeping the same like tone as like the original sample. He never like he's not out here like I can't even think of a good like great singer right now, to be honest. But it's like it's like that sing-songy stuff, like it's not like vocal range or nothing like that, like like nothing crazy like that, but like he's playing around with his voice a little bit, so it's it sounded great. I personally thought I wish the song was a little bit longer, whether it was another verse from J. Cole or another verse from Ty Dolla $ign. It's just shy, in my opinion. Like it could have just been like another little 16 at the end or something, from somebody, and that would have wrapped it up real nice. It just like it just feels just shy of like being like the proper length. But overall, I think the song is great. Personally, ISIS being a fucking technical song from fucking two lyrical miracles, Logic and Joyner Lucas. Or Joyner Lucas featuring Logic, I should say. And I'm sure, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but like they were beefing for a while, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Logic kind of says like, what is beef? And he says like they never really had beef or whatever, just maybe like a misunderstanding or whatever. I thought the song was good. Unfortunately for me though, I watched it with the visuals first. Like if I would have just heard the song, I might have been more impressed. Like Sriracha, I thought that song was fucking fire. And I used to work out that song and stuff, that's a good song to me. I love both their verses on there. Logic, for whatever reason, is not rapping like the fastest he's ever rapped for whatever. Because it's like, it was called Sriracha for a reason, because it's supposed to be like heat, and it was like supposed to be fast and like, and hot and banging, but it was like Logic just came on there and kind of spit regular. And I was like, he wasn't like necessarily super slow, but I was just like, man, like Tech9 and Joyner Lucas are out here rapping their asses off right now. And you kind of just come in here like kind of messing up the vibe briefly. And then he, hits into Joyner Lucas and he's like, blah, 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 and it's like, oh shit, like, But in this song, they both, they get on their shit. clearly both these two niggas think that they're the shit or whatever, that they're hot shit now. Logic for sure has been in a vibe for like the last 2 years that his shit don't stink. I got money, nigga. I got the weed man too. Like he's definitely not the same artist that we've seen when he first came out. But
that I feel as though that his divorce and all that stuff definitely pushed him in a different way. Because I remember the rumors back then where his last album was going to be right after Bobby and Tarantino #2. Mm-hmm. He said that his last album ever was going to be Throughout, and then he just started hitting up with all these new albums.
Quick side note, shout out to Daniel once again. He had a theory that his wife was the one pushing him towards making the album that was going to come after Bobby Tarantino. Bobby Tarantino 2, I think it was, or whatever.
Yeah.
He had a theory that was his wife's push, was to make him stop rapping. But that's neither here nor there though, so whatever.
Yeah, I can 100% see that, especially with I see Logic's drive and how he's come out with an album. Like legitimately, I've made a joke out of it, is that every single time I come back from a deployment, I get a new album from Logic, and it's kind of like that culmination of, all right, all this shit is done. All right, now let's listen to this new Logic.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed that. But I mean, his work, his grind, everything about it, it just I didn't feel like he could stop. I couldn't see him stopping for whatever reason. But yeah. I mean, I kind of understand it. Being a family man myself, I can see why his wife or significant other at the time would have wanted him to kind of slow down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they've both grown, they both changed, but they're both still on that technical shit. And while it's good and it's like it's impressive to see, it's like, I guess for me, for the song purposes, it's like I already know y'all can do that. Like just make something hot. And it's like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of getting over the super technical rappers. Like I could prefer somebody like, just because you're a lyrical miracle and can fucking spit all kinds of fucking words in a matter of like 16 seconds and make it sound fancy. It's like, if you're not really saying nothing to me, you're not really saying nothing. It's not impressing me. It's not fucking, it ain't doing nothing for me. Like I can prefer a more of a vibe from like a J. Cole or JID, whatever, or even like Ski Master Slump God. It's like, he's not the most fucking like
technical.
Take a spit out, like he makes songs that like you can like fuck shit up to, like you can get with, I'm feeling this, like fuck yeah. But it's like, I don't know what it is like from Joyner Lucas and Logic for me, that like they're just kind of falling off. Like they're kind of like they're hitting a fucking plateau almost, it feels like. And it's like, for me, Joyner Lucas, I've always said that he does his best work when he's by himself. He doesn't need features. I don't know why he keeps doing that to himself. I feel like he tries to match whatever energy the other person's putting out. And it's like, bro, like go by yourself somewhere for like a year, fucking get all these beats or whatever, drop a fire ass album with all these fucking dual perspectives, these fucking topics that people don't want to talk about because you're good at that shit. And it's like, you're good at rapping, you're good at these topics and discussions, fucking do that shit and open people's minds. He has the capability to do that shit. Logic, on the other hand, I feel like he was definitely a vibe, definitely a bop, definitely was creative as fuck. I like the fucking whole like nerdy aspect of him too. Like especially in his shows and stuff. And he has a lot of great production. I remember like seeing in his shows, he'd make a fucking beat on stage or whatever, like I'll make a beat in 5 minutes, and he would do that shit, and it's like some of his like more, some of his like fucking lyrical miracle bars that he fucking spit out, and I'm just like, oh shit, this is dope. But it just like, it kind of gets stale and it's like, he's not really saying nothing to me except like, okay, for a good example is like on his latest album, Confessions of a Dark Dangerous Mind, that song, the title song, the one with YBN Cordae and the one Limitless, I like those songs. That is good music to me. But like the rest of his album is not necessarily good music to me. It's just like, it's the songs he made and it's like, okay, whatever, fine, fuck it. But like, he's like just going in like a stale route, if that makes sense. I don't know.
I can see that 100%. Because when I thought about that, with you saying he kind of is getting a little bit stale, don't get me wrong, I love Logic. He's one of my favorite rappers now. But when you hear Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and you hear that, I mean, the second track is Homicide featuring Eminem, which, don't get me wrong, I like the song, but a lot of parts of that song just seems like rapping to rap and to say, I have a feature with Eminem.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel like it's something that he's fleshed out. It's not, I sent you a text not that long ago saying, man, it just feels as though ever since The Incredible True Story came out, he's kind of been on a decline. I still like him, but he's kind of, his music isn't vibing the same way it used to vibe.
You know what it is?
What?
So my thing is, everybody hates conflict, but I think conflict breeds the betterment of you.
Oh, absolutely.
So
you go through trials and tribulations. Yeah.
So with him, he had a lot of conflict when he first came out because everybody thought he was a white guy.
Yeah.
That's what his whole first half of his career was, to fitting, him rapping because I'm not a white guy. I'm biracial.
Yeah.
And then, everybody was hating on that. And it's starting to get to the point where everyone's like, we don't care. Logic's a good rapper.
Yeah.
He's good. He's great. So now, not only does he believe he's good, everyone's telling him he's good. It's no longer, I need to fight to survive. It's, I'm here.
Yeah, for sure.
He can still be hungry, for the game. He can still want to write music, rap or whatever, but it's not going to be the same as if, someone was coming after him like LL Cool J. I was at the gate with someone yesterday and they never knew about LL and I had to show him. And, he was like, yo, he sounds like he just sounds hot all the time. It's like, because when he started, everybody came after him.
Yeah.
When you have a competition, you have to beat your competition.
Absolutely.
But when there's no one competing with you, you don't have to beat anybody. You can just do what you want to do.
Would you say that it's potentially that Eminem and Logic may be suffering from the same type of thing, that like they're kind of in their own lane and own world, so like it's not breeding?
Who's going to beef with Eminem at this point?
Exactly.
You destroy everybody you go against because no one can talk shit to you because you talk shit about yourself. People recognize you no matter if you're white. You're one of the best rappers to rap.
Yeah.
I just feel like for Eminem, the only thing is like right now, and I understand and I agree, he's one of the greatest rappers, especially since we grew up in that generation of rap with him. At this point, though, I think it's more out of respect rather than out of the drive to come at him. Because if you think about the rappers nowadays, a lot of people aren't willing to risk it. It's too much risk versus reward. I mean, at this point in time, if you go after Eminem, what do you have to gain? Like, what are you going to gain off of that?
Well, for Eminem, like, because he's off in his own lane and he's great. Like, as far as like, especially when it comes to fucking battle rap, he's fucking really good at that. And there's no point in denying that. Like, whether you think he makes good music or not, he's definitely good at battle rap. He's fucking, that's what he came up off of. So we definitely know he can do that. He destroys fucking everybody that goes against him. And what I feel like you gain from that though is like, it's a quick clout chase. Oh, I said something to Eminem or whatever, cool. I fucking got my bars off. Like with Kamikaze, I feel like he basically opened the door for fucking anybody to challenge him. And then damn near nobody did except for Machine Gun Kelly. And for a quick minute, because Machine Gun Kelly's name came up, okay, cool. Machine Gun Kelly's name came up. Machine Gun Kelly makes a cool little diss. He comes on fucking the Breakfast Club. Cool. Like, he's getting all this steam or whatever. Videos are going viral about him on stages and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. I got a movie coming out. We see him in Bird Box. He's doing all this stuff. We're tracking him, so it's definitely something that you definitely have something to gain from that. But who knows that? But the fucking, it's like a double-edged sword. You got a lot to gain for sure by fucking attacking him. But at the same time, you could just be fucking destroying your own career at the same time. That's the only downside to it. Because now, what are y'all hearing about Machine Gun Kelly? Because I ain't hearing shit about him right now.
Well, the culture is built off of beef.
For sure.
Everyone now hates to see rappers beefing with each other. Even old school rappers hate seeing rappers beef with each other. My thing is, it's not the olden days where we're gonna shoot each other up in the club. Yeah, we may be beefing, but it doesn't go that far anymore.
Yeah.
But the audience love to see that because that's what we grew up off of,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie was beefing with Tupac beefing with Biggie. We got classics like Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the opening line to Hit 'Em Up when it starts playing. We get good music from that. We got I'm Bad, LL Cool J right there. We got LL Cool J's Jack the Ripper with his beef with Kool Moe Dee. Beefing brings out the best in rap music.
Definitely.
I mean, if you think about it, just think about in recent history from Drake and Meek Mill with Back to Back. I don't fuck with Drake that much, but Back to Back was one of those songs that I was like, oh man, this is like some real shit right here.
This is rude. No, for sure. Battle rap definitely helps people's career. I mean, fucking low key, fucking Pusha T is still getting money off of off his little beef with Drake. Like,
are you kidding me? Drake's still getting money from Back to Back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Play on the radio.
But it's just like it's just one of those things that it's like it helps your careers depending on like the giant you're targeting and what you can do to them or whatever, or you can say about them. But it's like, if you just go after somebody to go after somebody and say some stupid ass shit or some ignorant shit, like who the fuck's fucking with you? Nobody. But
yeah,
whatever. That's enough about
music.
I mean, we weren't even really supposed to be talking about Eminem, but whatever. That happened and it came up. But
I mean, you can't.
Let's move on from there. So, like I said, a lot of music came out. A lot of news and gaming and fucking the film industry has come out as well. I guess we can open the floor with a little bit of let's talk about Sony and Microsoft real quick.
Oh God.
How y'all feeling about a partnership between them? You guys think it creates any kind of tension with other companies in that same field, or do you think it's like just great all around for the fucking industry?
I think there's pros and cons to it because we have three big systems right now.
Yeah,
we have the Switch, we have Xbox, and we have PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And through there's different demographics that cater to everybody. Nintendo, that's your family system. Everybody with kids have a Nintendo because Mario comes out, Pokemon, Kirby, all this stuff. So more kid-friendly games. PlayStation and Xbox is a little bit more competitive with, the games they launch and put out and whatnot. But even then, Xbox demographics is a little bit different. Mostly Xbox is like older kids and, teenagers and young adults play on your Xbox.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, PlayStation is a little bit more like, I'm past that phase. I usually meet older people on PlayStation, like people who are in their like mid to late 20s onwards, unless they just stuck with their Xbox for whatever reason, or kids who like is playing on their brother's PlayStation. It's more competitive with like games and stuff like that. That's why PlayStation has so many more exclusives. They want you to be competitive with their system and know that their system's better. Xbox is nice and it's fun, but when I play Xbox, I don't feel as serious as when I'm playing my PlayStation. I feel more casual, though I know there are Xbox players that can whoop my ass like any day of the week without a blink of an eye. But just to me, I feel more casual playing an Xbox than when I want to play my PlayStation.
Playing the Xbox, I mean, with what you were saying with going about the different types of aspects, yeah, obviously Nintendo is a family-friendly system. Playing Xbox, when I thought of Xbox when it first came out, the games that came to mind were Halo and Gears of War. And when you think about those two games, they were, for the time being, they were a lot more gritty and a lot more adult based on what Sony was known for. Sony was more known for the Crash Bandicoot coming into Final Fantasy, coming into that sort of idea. I think that obviously cross-generation platforms having the Call of Duties and having the Fortnites and having all these type of games, it's whatever. But I mean, you even look at it now. PlayStation came out with the God of War series and coming out with the Spider-Man series. They have more of a storytelling aspect. Yeah, they did have their more adult games when it came to like GTA, but they had more story based. If I wanted to find a good story, not saying that Halo or Gears of War don't have amazing stories, but that's what I kind of searched for in PlayStation. Xbox kind of went the home console way. They said that's what their idea was with the One, and I don't know how they're going to go forward with the next project, but that's kind of how it seemed. They wanted to be the one device that you could plug in your living room and it'd be attached to your computer, it'd be attached to your Wi-Fi, everything.
But PS5 basically does the same shit.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
So after hearing the specs from the PS5,
or PS4. I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to say PS5, but we could definitely go into that though.
Talking a little bit more about that partnership that they're supposed to have. So the Sony and Microsoft actual partnership is they're going to be combining their cloud services and their streaming deals. Right now, Microsoft is working on something called xCloud, which is a way for gamers to stream their favorite games without the need of a console or a PC.
Yep.
Like the same thing as PlayStation Now, basically, right? Like a streaming.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think that what the best thing about this partnership does is it opens up that avenue of, Fortnite already explored this cross-platform, cross-generation gaming where everyone can play together. And I think the closer that Sony and Microsoft get to actually coming up with the deal that we can cross-platform for the Call of Duties, for all these other games that are going to be worldwide hits, not saying Call of Duty's good anymore, but all these games that are going to be played by the masses, I think that it's a better opportunity to kind of go against PC gaming. And not saying PC gaming is bad, but it's more applicable to do a console than it is a PC in most generations.
Yeah. Do you think that this merger, I know it's like the streaming platform. I think it's like something about Azure. I forget if that's what it's called or not. Do you think that this leaks into other avenues potentially for Microsoft and Sony? Like obviously this is not just saying like, oh, this is the fucking PS5X or some shit like that, clearly. But most like a merger period, it starts somewhere, you know what I mean? And if that was to escalate into something else, do you think that potentially in the future we could see the home console like this is it. It's this or Nintendo, basically. If you want to if you got a bunch of kids or you have like a big party or something, go ahead and get your little Nintendo on. But if you want to fucking play some gritty hardcore shit, the Xbox 6000 or whatever, we got you over here, for the hardcore competition, But, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, we kind of already have that, though. Like I was saying earlier, Nintendo, that's your home console. That's just it. I have a family. I have a kid. I want to play some kid-friendly games for my kid with my children. I got a Nintendo so I can play Mario or, whatever Nintendo games out. When I'm playing myself, when my daughter is asleep, I turn on my PlayStation and I get down with my console. That's the setup we have now. The problem with now is we have two of those home consoles with the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's just it. But combining them to be one ain't going to work because someone out there some way is going to be like, I can make a better console than the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Oh, for sure.
That's just how it is.
Like you guys said before, that competition breeds excellence. It's natural. And as much as a lot of people would love to say, oh, let's just take Sony and Microsoft and put it together. I mean, I personally feel as though it's the reason why that we have games that are coming out like Death Stranding or The Last of Us 2, two of the launch titles for the PS5, and some of the biggest hype to come behind it is because of this competition.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Halo isn't what it used to be, but I guarantee you I'm going to get Halo 6. It's just going to happen because I have to get it. Same thing with Gears of War. I played Gears of War with my wife.
If Halo and Gears of War were also on PS5, it would just get even more sales. So you're definitely right that console exclusive definitely help drive the different platforms for certain.
Yeah.
After all that's said and done or whatever, they're going to keep doing whatever they're doing and we're going to get something big and grand in the future. Awesome, right? Immediately following this kind of PS5 is going to come out here relatively soon, I guess. Next year, I think, is when they're planning to launch it. Not specifically sure when, but I would assume sometime around the end of the year because, holiday sales and shit like that. I know the PS5 is projecting to sell, or they're basically saying that they're going to sell 21 million copies or 21 million units by March of 2022. So like a 2-year gap, I guess, whatever, after the system comes out. That's obviously a lot of money, a lot of units. I'm sure that it's going to get a makeover in that time too. Personally, because that's what usually happens, and this shit looks ugly as fuck. Whatever, it's neither here nor there. Cool thing about it, I guess, is the backwards compatibility aspects of it all. Obviously, there's always an enhancement, cooling systems, graphics engines, or graphics cards, I guess, whatever you want to call it, and the RAM and things like that. They pretty much try to amp it up, and that's like the one downfall of consoles, in my opinion, is that like for PCs, you can just change out whatever needs to be changed out. Graphics card, get a better cooling system, increase the RAM. You can customize your PC all the time. You can't do that for consoles. So we're negatively dependent on whatever the fucking companies produce. So like the PS5, the PS5X, the PS5 fucking 2.0, whatever the fuck it is, because it's slimmer, it has less issues with it, it has less bugs, it has better
more data,
whatever the fuck it is. And then, the price goes back to being, it's going to come out at $499, which is like $500 some change or whatever, right? So when the new one comes out, it's going to go back to that same price. It's going to have one little minor feature, but it's going to have that price back to where it was, and that's the shittiest part about consoles in general is fucking having to maintain that shit. But whatever. But overall, you guys excited for the backwards compatibility? I don't have none of my old games, so I'm not excited for it. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's a fucking slap in the face to these guys that have been buying digital downloads for fucking every fucking generation or every console or whatever. Like I've said, I've bought like 3 or 4 copies of fucking Final Fantasy VII digitally because, PS3 wasn't going to play it, and it ain't going to go on my PS Vita that I used to have, so I needed to get it somehow. But whatever,
I don't care. I literally don't. Like, oh, wow, another system. I'm going to have to buy another system if I want to keep playing games. That's literally how I see it. Like, if I had the money to build my own PC, I would, because at that point, it's just like, I don't need to.
Yeah.
I could just upgrade my shit when I need to upgrade it, but I also can't type without looking at the keyboard. So, like, I have a hard time playing it. The Witcher, watching me play The Witcher on my PC, you'd be like, wow, when were you born? The fucking 1920s? You can't use a computer?
Yeah.
Like that's what I look like.
For me personally, I think that, am I excited? No. I feel like I'm more excited about the new Pokemon game coming out this year than I am about the PlayStation 5 specs.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason for that is because, like I've told you guys before, I'm a family man and I have 3 kids now. My kids can take the Switch wherever the fuck they want. They can go play in upstairs and I can be downstairs playing the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But if I don't have that group of people that I'm playing with, it kind of doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
For me, it's I'm not as big of a solo gamer as I was when I was younger.
Yeah.
But if a game like Legend of Zelda comes out, I guarantee I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
Last of Us, I'll probably play that. Death Stranding, I'm not that really keen to, but I mean, I might give it a shot. Ultimately, I'll probably make the jump to PC as soon as I hear that you guys do, or as soon as a majority of my friends does that. So I mean, it all depends on, am I willing to spend $500 for the next console? I guarantee I will. I will have the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, whatever the fuck it is, and the next Switch. It's almost guaranteed. It's just a matter of when at this point, and not really a want.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been playing video games for like 2 weeks now, 3 weeks almost.
I think that's been all of us recently.
I've just been off. Like it's kind of sad.
I made a joke to my coworkers because everyone knows that I've been a gamer for a while. But my wife has actually played more video games the last 2 weeks than I have, like the whole time. I think she's played more in a day than I have in a whole
That's
week.
hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it happens, things fall off. I know, like, for us right now, unfortunately, maybe that I feel like I have some fault to share in that. Shortly here we'll get back on track and, maybe we can get on back on a grind for PS4. I know Division 2 is big for us right before I got off, so hopefully we can get back into that and whatever games come from that. Moving on from there real quick, I guess, we kind of said, we pretty much said the majority of stuff. I know you wanted to touch on E3 real quick. DJ, that was a good, that's a good idea. I know they're going to talk about they're definitely probably going to talk about this Sony Microsoft deal. And I know they're going to talk about this stupid ass game that they're coming out with for, what's that fucking show? Stranger Things.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think they're going to also talk about Borderlands 3. I hope to God they do. That would be fucking awesome. But I don't know what else they're going to come up with. Maybe Pokemon. That'd be awesome to fucking get something from that shit. We don't even have a release date yet. Just that it's coming out later this year.
Yeah, late 2019. I mean, if it follows a trend for the last decade, it's probably going to be November of 2019.
Yeah, I could see November as well.
Season.
They've always released it in November and December, so why stop now? I expect it at this point.
Yeah, the biggest news coming out of E3 right now. Obviously, E3 is from June 11th to the 13th. The biggest news, obviously, is EA doesn't have a press conference this year. They're going to be doing the EA Play a day before, kind of trying to overshadow E3 with their own event. But EA is not going to have a press conference. Sony is also currently a no-show, so Sony isn't going to have a press conference either. It's kind of just, I don't know. I don't think that E3 is the biggest expo anymore for gaming.
Maybe not.
Especially with,
I'm surprised that Sony wouldn't try to take the time out to showcase the PS5 at an E3 expo,
It's because they have those dedicated people. Sony already knows you're going to buy the PS5.
That's true, yeah.
Sony, honestly, in my opinion, Sony's thing for E3 is just Sony doing Sony. Sony can have its own expo, and it'll probably be like one of the best things ever because of their exclusive.
Don't they have? Isn't PlayStation don't have the Sony experience or something, or the PlayStation experience? I forget. They have something. I'm pretty sure though, but I might be wrong though. Don't quote me on that.
But EA not having an expo,
yeah,
I honestly don't even care because outside of Madden, EA even Madden lets me down every year.
Yeah,
let's just be honest. EA is a big letdown to me.
They're just to showcase all their microtransactions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, the biggest news coming out of EA is the fact that, was it EA? No, it's not EA. It's Activision. Activision actually has cut complete ties with the Destiny franchise. So now the developer,
I think it's EA.
Is it EA?
It's EA. So Activision has all rights to Destiny. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, so it's going to be more towards the actual gameplay themselves, and hopefully it does bring that game in a better thing. But some other announcements for E3. The biggest games coming out for E3 would be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They're going to talk a lot more about that, and as well as Super Mario Maker 2.
Wasn't that just in the fucking Nintendo Direct, the Super Mario Maker 2?
Yeah, they kind of just announced it. It has a very small trailer, but I think they're going to go deeper in on this next.
We'll see, obviously, how that goes. I mean, I'm not like a huge Mario fan myself, so it doesn't really do anything for me. But I mean, people obviously fucking love Mario. He's known probably all over the world. So kudos to them. Kudos to Nintendo. Obviously, we will see what E3 has in store for us. Clearly, if you watch it, it's going to get shared all over social media, whatever the fuck happens, whatever fucking flops happen. Whatever malfunctions there are, it's going to be all over social media, of course, and we're going to get to see it all, even though we're not there. So stay tuned, shortly here, folks, to see the fiasco that could potentially be E3. Aside from that, though, you guys want to go ahead and give your sports take real quick? Kind of give you these last couple minutes to let these guys let you know something that's going on in the sports realm, because I don't fuck with sports. I'm just 6 foot tall for no reason. So
Exactly.
whatever.
All right. I'm just going to say, for me, Portland completely and utterly let me down during the playoffs.
Were people expecting something else from them, like more? Like, I mean, I ain't heard about I'm not a basketball fan per se, but like until this year, I really haven't heard nothing about the Trailblazers. And then, people were like, oh, it's going to be a good game. And then I guess they got swept. So
Damian Lillard played so well during the playoffs run. He can pretty much bust a three out anywhere he chooses. Like,
yeah,
he's a master of that fadeaway three or that off balance 3-point shot from the corner.
shit.
Like that's him. He's gonna get it in. He's clutch as shit.
Yeah.
And of course they had Steph Curry's little brother, who's almost just as good as a 3-point shooter as Steph. But the way Golden State played during their divisional round was the epitome of basketball. They played in their position. They shared the ball. Great passing. They shot the ball very well. It got close sometimes. Like the last game, it went to overtime. It was close, but Portland fought. But Golden State is Golden State. They didn't even need
that broom.
Yeah, they didn't even need KD. KD got injured. KD won't be there for the first game of the finals. I think they announced.
Oh shit!
Because his ankle, but they showed
Tarantula.
Yeah, the Slim Reaper got fucked up. Yo, but Portland disappointed me. I thought it was going to be like a battle.
How are the Raptors and the Bucks looking? How's that series going?
So the Raptors and the Bucks, it's been a great series. It's the complete opposite of what Golden State and Portland had. Don't get me wrong, I wanted Portland to win. I didn't. Over are those days where I see Golden State and Cleveland every year, and I didn't want to see it this year. But I mean, I'm at least happy at the fact that I get to see possibly Kawhi, possibly Giannis. Game 6 is tonight. For listeners, obviously we recorded this on Friday or Saturday, sorry. And so the Game 6 is tonight, and the Raptors currently have a 3-2 lead. Kawhi's been lights out, and I think he's, just like I've told a bunch of people, I think he has sort of been that answer to stopping Giannis. Giannis is still balling, but he's kind of slowed him down enough where he's not averaging the 35 points a game he's averaged throughout the playoffs. He's only at a mere 27, which is definitely
a mere
27. Yeah. With each game, every single game in this series has been decided by 8 points or less, other than the 2 blowouts that each team has had. So
I don't know.
I think Kawhi is the answer right now.
I think Giannis, he's not a killer, but his size could be killer.
But if you push him.
No, I don't know if you push him with that come out of him at this point. It's like, he is that team. Let's just be honest. Giannis is that team. He needs to, for me, needs to find that inner aggressiveness, because to be as big as he can, I'm just going to say Shaq was the last big man. Shaq had the size, the height, the aggressiveness. He dominated the paint. Giannis has the height to do it. Maybe not the size, but he has the height. If he just was a little bit more aggressive, he could be more dominating. Yeah, he can shoot, he can drive, people move out of his way, but he needs that aggression to pull off the 3 to force a Game 7, and he's not showing it. That's how I feel.
With Game 6 being tonight, some other news. So the Bucks have this whole season, the Bucks have not lost 4 games in a row. This will be the first in the season for the Bucks if it does come to a loss. I don't think they'll be able to close it out today. I think the Raptors will close it out in Game 7, but I don't think that they'll win today. If I had to make a prediction on this game, I say it's 116 to 112 with Giannis coming clutch. They definitely need Chris Middleton to step up. Eric Bledsoe needs to get off of his shooting slump, and he needs to be able to perform in order for them to do that. If not, then Raptors will take it today. But I 100% believe that Giannis will muscle through, come out with this stuff that he needs to come out with, and dominate this game to be able to have them tie the series 3-3.
We shall see. I don't think they got it. I think the Raptors going to take it. Raptors going to get it.
Who would you guys prefer to see in the finals? The Bucks or the Raptors?
Me personally, since Kawhi went to San Diego State, I really want Kawhi to go. I've been a fan of Kawhi Leonard for a long time, and I think that I'd prefer to see them just because the Bucks kind of have a better defensive attack versus Golden State, because that's what you're going to need. You're going to need lights out shooting and a strong defense in order to close out games against them. But at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't mind either way. I think that either way, this finals is better than a lot of the past finals, just because it's not a Golden State versus Cleveland. It's not Golden State versus LeBron. You know,
I want to see the Raptors win just so I can see how big Drake's head gets. After.
Well, that too.
I know you don't watch basketball, but Drake on the sideline of these games, I don't know how he hasn't been knocked out yet. If I was a player and I played for the Bucks, I probably would have been like kicked out of games.
Oh shit!
Because I would have like accidentally ran into Drake. And I'm putting air quotes around accidentally.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Drake is damn near the mascot of the Raptors.
I would have been like dribbling down the court, tripped, fell into Drake.
Fist first into his face.
Like, oops, sorry, bro.
Oops, I did it again.
Yo, that man looks so fucking annoying.
I bet.
Over there.
All right, guys, that probably wraps up this podcast. Once again, I just want to say that Sunny is not here with us, but she is here with us. Let that resonate in your spirit. You know, she's definitely going to continue to be a part of the podcast and the podcast family, of course. But we have DJ here now with us, and I just want to make sure you guys welcome him in with, open arms, and we'll continue riding this train. Also want to just let you guys know, please go ahead and follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook. We have a whole page. All of those are pretty much the same handles except for Twitter. It's going to be Culture by the Uncultured. Facebook page, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, all have the same name, Culture by the Uncultured. And Twitter is CBT Uncultured. Once again, that's CBT Uncultured on Twitter. Be sure to follow us on all our platforms. And as most importantly, follow us on our website, www.culturebytheuncultured.com. You guys can leave us feedback on all our platforms. You guys can leave us feedback on YouTube. Of course, we more than welcome it. We will respond to you guys too. Please share. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us likes, smash that like button, if you're hearing us on YouTube.
Wow.
I can't believe you just said that shit.
Give us a heart on SoundCloud if you if you fuck with it or whatever, give us some play by plays, see what you like. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you didn't like. We want all that shit. We want all the smoke. We want all the love too. So, give it and we'll receive it and we'll give it right back. That's all for now, folks. Sayonara.
Peace out.
You're so fucking lame.
Yeah, I know, right?
So fucking lame.
We were hating, damn.